Good morning. You. There are others why they are not joining. Okay. Meanwhile, let me finish the next process. So, just I said attendance in WhatsApp group. So you can scan the QR code for today's attendance. Or you can scan this code which is visible to you. First, so less attendance today, only 6. Where okay, fine. So in the previous class, if you remember, so we have discussed our very first programming. So we are done with the unit one, which is your Windows programming. Okay. So in the last class, we have discussed the very first Windows programming, which is called your displaying of window hello world or welcome to hello world. So where we have seen different types of instructions that are used. So it is very much similar to that of your C program. So some of the important fields, if you do remember, so what are the important fields? One is your Windows.h, which is called your header file, or we can say it is a base header file which consists of number of different header files which provide support to the different header files, as well as it consists of different application program interface or Windows application programming interface or different library files which was dynamically linked at the runtime. So this is the first field which is called Windows.h. Like in C, we are used uh, has include stdio.h like a header file. Here also we are using a header file. It is called Windows.h. Then your entry function, second is your entry function, which is nothing but WinMan. Okay, WinMan, we are talking about WinMan. So WinMan is nothing but see here. Now next is your WinMan. So sorry, WinMan. So WinMan is your main function. Like in C programming, we are having INT man. Here we are having WinMan, which is your very first function where your Windows programming start executing. Now here you remember in WinMan function we are having four parameters. Now, the first parameter is called ins HI instance. So basically it is used to uh, count number of instance that is available in your main program. Second one is H instance or H instance previous instance. This is your second parameter, which is basically used to provide permission to the instance that is available. Third one is PSTR, which are basically again your act as a it is basically like in C programming character star pointer, which will point to the character type, but here will take input as a string and uh, and and print as a input and it's a fourth parameter. The next is your message box here. Now message box again you are having different parameters like null, then this is for first text box for the printing of heading of dialog box. Now second text box is basically used for uh, printing the message in a Windows where we are printing hello message. Now these are the MI bit, MB bit. These are known as MB bit. Okay, which is basically display the button just below the window. Like 0 represents your OK button inside the window. So when you execute this very first window, or very first program in Windows programming environment, or it will create a window. So name of the window will be your hello welcome. Hello welcome. Name of the window will be your hello welcome. Okay, welcome. Now here it will print a message called hello message. Private message. Now this window display a message hello. Now at below there will be a button OK button. So when you press OK, now the window will be closed. Now this 0 MB bit represent different button. Okay, so which we are discussed in our previous class. Which we are discussed in our previous class. Right? Okay, so we have to remember we have executed this program and we have executed this program and we have also discussed the output. Okay, so in this while executing here you can see Win API plays a very important role. Okay, or so whenever we use Visual C++ for implementing Windows Microsoft programming, okay, when we use Visual C++, then there the library function play a very important part. Okay, so the library function that basically contain inside called Microsoft Foundation classes. Okay, so as we are using object-oriented concept, that is C++ concept, so we have include subclasses. So where the classes is present, the classes are generally present in your MFC, Microsoft Foundation classes बोलते हैं. Okay, so all Windows application, so whatever Windows application program you are having, it are basically present in Microsoft Foundation class. Okay, Microsoft Foundation class. इसको बोलते हैं MFC. Now MFC is very important with relevant to designing of Windows programming using Visual C++. Okay, what is the reason? Because आपके जितने भी Windows APIs हैं, Windows API हैं, Win APIs हैं, उनके लाइब्रेरी क्लासेस जो है वो आपके Microsoft Foundation class में होते हैं. And these classes are linked with the help of DDL, Dynamic Linked Libraries at the runtime. So many of times they ask this question. Okay, क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा है बोर्ड पर आपके एग्जाम में, व्हाट यू मीन बाय MFC, दैट इज माइक्रोसॉफ्ट फाउंडेशन क्लासेस, एंड व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस और व्हाट आर द फ्रेमवर्क दैट सपोर्ट फॉर विंडोज प्रोग्रामिंग. फाइन. Yes, so you have to explain what is Microsoft Foundation class, along with the what is the advantage and what are the framework that is provided by the MFC. Okay, but MFC बोलेंगे, MFC is nothing but is a collection of library classes that support Visual C++, that support a collection of different library classes that support for Visual C++ to develop and Windows programming through object-oriented approach. When this classes is loaded, these classes are basically loaded at the runtime. Fine? Is it clear? Okay. So let's move on. So let us understand what we mean by that. So these are some topics that we are going to cover in MFC, that is Microsoft Foundation classes. Yeah. So before discussing about MFC, Microsoft Windows classes, so some basic thing that we have to understand. So let us discuss. So first is user interface. So what do you mean by user interface? So user interface is nothing but how user going to access the different application that is provided by the Windows. So whatever application that Windows is providing, how the user going to access, or through what medium, or what will be the intermediate, whether it will be a text mode, command mode, or whether it will be a GUI, whether it is a graphical user interface mode, or whether it is a command interaction mode. Okay, now what happens basically, the end user is a whether it will be a person or machine, okay, anything. Now if the end user want to access the application, okay, now he has to give input to the system or to the application, so that based on that input the application performs certain processing, then it provides the output. This is called user interface, or I can simply define the UI, which is user interface, is a connection between the user and the computer. Right. So basically, there are two types of user interface, I can say. One is called command line or console interface, which basically you generally find in DOS mode environment. Okay, so in command line or console interface, so basically user interact with the system with the help of texts or with the help of commands. So the user will input a set of command. So based on the set of command, the system will process that command and provide us the different input. Fine. Similarly, second type of UI or user interface is GIU, which is known as graphical user interface. So what happens in the case of graphical user interface? The user will interact with the system with some graphical representations, okay, or some mathematical symbols, okay, or uh, or different objects or different pictures. Okay, now what will the input? The input will not be in the form of text format. Okay, now user can provide the input like clicking on a button, or uh, or scrolling down the scroll bar. So these are some inputs. That means now user will interact with the applications. Okay, now user will interact with application graphically. Okay, so that the application process that input and provide certain output based on what the user is required. Now the graphical user interface are basically divided into again two types. One is called visual oriented interface. Okay, visual or visually oriented interface. So what do you mean by visually oriented interface? So what do you mean by visually oriented interface? So anyone can explain what is visual oriented interface? Yes, anyone can explain what you mean by visual? Now what happened? Now GIU can be two types, can be characterized into two types. One is what? Visually oriented interface, and second one is user interact with graphical object. Okay, that these two different types. So let us discuss the first one. So what you mean by visual oriented interface? Okay, so visual oriented interface is a visual interface uh, that the user, or we can say this is a user interface that makes a extensive use of graphical object. So what happening here? So here the user will interact with the uh, different graphical object like icons. Okay, you have different icons or diagrams. We can use a diagram, different diagrams, or forms. Different forms can be used, and etc. So if these are the mode of interaction with the uh, system or with the computer, that is either in the form of icon, clicking any icon, or using some diagrams, or taking input in the form of forms, then these types of interface are called visually oriented interface. Okay. Now, in this case, the user may directly manipulate on the screen through the uh, several kinds of pointing device. Now, how the user can manipulate? The user can manipulate with the help of several kinds of pointing device and get an uh, get an feedback, or you can say get an output from the application. Now, here the pointing device can be anything, like it can be mouse, it can be keyboard, as I already said. And this type of interface also known as uh, real-time interactive, because now what happened in the previous case, what happened, now you have to provide input in the form of text. Now then you have to wait for some time. Okay, and how the processing is done, we will unaware of, the user will unaware of that. Okay, now there is an interaction. There is not much interaction between the user and computer. But in this case, now user are directly interacting with some graphical object such as diagram, forms, and user can directly uh, manipulate with the help of some pointing device like keyboard and mouse, and they, they simultaneously get the feedback from the computer. Now what will happen now? What user is doing? The user are interacting. Now in this type of interaction, user are interacting at real time, real time environment, or real time interactiveness is performed. So this is called visual oriented interface. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. So this question may be asked some of them, what do you mean by user interface, and what are the different methods that are available for user interface? Fine. So then what are, if they ask such question, I will answer different method available as a user interface are command line interface or console interface, then graphical user interface. Again, in case of graphical, two different types. One is visually oriented interface. Now, let us discuss the second type of GIU method, which is called graphical interacts with graphical object. So this is kind similar to the first one, but here the graphical objects are different. Okay. Okay. In the previous case, what are graphical objects? The graphical object can be diagram, dialog box, forms, or icon. But here the graphical objects are quite different. Now interaction. Now it will interact with the system with different graphical objects. Fine. So what is graphical objects are used here? The graphical objects are the objects in the terminal that are imposed manually into the chart. And these objects are used for analytical purpose, and they include like line study, shapes, arrow, text, or text tables. Okay. Now, how user will be interact? It will be in this case. Basically, in this case, the user will be interacted with graphical objects. Okay, and these objects are used for analytical purpose. Now you can analyze this object. Okay, analyze this object. Now these objects have some meaning or some purpose. Fine. Now, so for examples of such objects can be line studies, different shapes that you are using mathematical, or text maybe, or text tables. So these are the graphical object method of interaction. There is one more method. Other method can also be there, like uh, optical based or speech based. Nowadays we are having these properties to interact. So what we have now, we have a speech based interaction where the user will provide uh, commands. Okay, in voice mode. Now voice mode they provide the command. So based on these commands, okay, the commands is directly listened by the commands will be input for the applications, then it will the output. Fine. So these are the different methods that can be used for user interface. Fine. Then there may be a question asked like that. What do you mean by user interface? Then what are the different methods that you are having? Okay. Now this is your main. So nowadays, basically we are using GIU features or GIU mode user uh, for user interface. So this is the basic window. We can say this is a window or GIU feature provided. Now this is your windows. Now there may be short questions asked many of time about this. Now if you see your syllabus, there is a part. Now this rectangular box. Okay, this rectangular box is generally called window. This entire rectangular box that you can see here is called window. Now these windows are having different fields. Okay, now let us understand one by one. Now this very first field are called Windows caption or Windows title. Okay, the name, the dialog box that is appears at the topmost part, which is given as name. Now this is called Windows caption or title of the window. Okay. Now similarly, just below that we are having some toolbars like file, edit, view, help. You can see here toolbars like file, edit, view, and help. Now this is called menu bar. Okay, this is called menu bar where you will have different options to interact with the system. Okay, or interact with the computers. Okay, in this case we are having one of different tools. We are having the different tools are having a file, edit, view, and help. This is called menu bar or menu. Similarly, this is called toolbox. Just below that, this is called toolbox or toolbar, where we are having different tools that can be edited throughout the programming process. And you can see this is the main window part where the actual message or actual thing can be placed. Now here, each folder here is known as icons, and this is the scroll bar, and this area is called client area. So this may be you're already aware of. Just make sure that sometimes they ask this question: what is window and what are the different attributes of a window? Okay. कभी कभी आपको क्वेश्चन पूछता है व्हाट इज विंडो, ठीक है, व्हाट इज विंडो and what are the different attributes that are present in window. Then on that case, you have to explain with the help of diagram. Now you have to draw this diagram. Then you have to explain each and every attribute in details. Okay, so I am just not as you are already know what is meant by Windows title bar, menu bar, toolbar, what is scroll bar icon. So I am not discussing in detail. Okay, just remember this slide. If the question is asked, then just remember this slide. So you have to explain with the help of a diagram with each and every attribute in detail. In detail means what are the functionality and what they are used. Okay, is it okay? Yes, is it okay? Okay, fine. So let's move on to our next slide. Uh, so as we are discussed, so we are using Visual C++ for designing Windows programming. Okay, so why not ANSYS stands for GIU? Okay, can we use ANSYS? If you are already studied or if you already have knowledge about object-oriented programming, yes or no? So we are already used ANSYS C++, but it does not provide capability of creating graphical user interface. So what is the drawback of studying? What is the drawback of ANSYS C++ or object-oriented simply object-oriented C++ programming? So it will does not provide, okay, it will not provide, but it will not provide the capability of creating the graphical user interface. No, it will not provide the user to interact with the graphical user interface. You can only interact with the command. So that's the reason we introduced MFC, Microsoft Foundation Classes. Okay, so what MFC is done? It is a large collection of classes and framework. Okay, so what is this? It is a large collection of classes and framework that help C++ visually. That's why it is Visual C++. That means C++ can be viewed visually. Okay, that help Visual C++ programming to create powerful Windows-based application. Okay, so what does it provide? What MFC is done? What is drawback of ANSYS C++? So ANSYS C++ are having limited feature. That means it cannot be provided or it not having capability for creating graphical user interface. So what we have done? So we have used the Visual C++, Microsoft Visual C++ programming, where we are having MFC, Microsoft Foundation classes, which is a large collection of classes and framework that help Visual C++ programming create Windows programming application. Now this is very popular uh, in earlier 2000 when we have uh, first time use of .NET framework. Okay, so it's very familiar because it provided the user to interact in GIU mode. Okay, and this is the main reason why we are using MFC, Microsoft Foundation classes. And this is a link uh, where you find all your library documents related to the Microsoft Foundation class or all your Microsoft related software you can download from this link, even if your Visual C++ and Visual Basics uh, software can be available. It's open source where you can download your different uh, what softwares available in this site. Okay, it is clear. So why we introduced MFC? So main reason is so lack of uh, so the drawbacks that is having in ANSYS C++, that is it does not provide capability for creating a GI graphical interface. So that is the reason we introduced MFC in Visual C++, which is a large collection of classes and framework, which will be helpful for creating powerful Windows-based applications. Fine. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So let's move on. So next is then what is MFC? So what is MFC? As the earlier slide I already said, the Microsoft Foundation class MFC is an application framework for programming in Microsoft Windows. Okay, nothing but it is a collection of classes. Okay, or we can say this is application framework like provided by .NET framework. For what is the use of this? It is used for programming for the Microsoft Windows applications. Okay. Now, MFC provide much of the code which are required for the following. So, why what coding purpose MFC can be used? So, it can first primary it can be used for managing Windows. That means all the desktop applications. Okay, whatever the desktop applications they are for that how can manage the window, then managing your menu and dialog boxes. Okay, then you're performing basic input output operation. Now whatever the input output operation are there also included. Okay, we are for all this we are including classes. Okay, this consists of different library classes. Okay, for managing window we are having set of library classes. For managing menu and dialog boxes, we are having set of library classes. Then performing the input output, again we are having set of library classes. Then for storing collection of data objects and etc. Again we are having certain library classes. Okay, so these are the requirements. Why for this for these are the reasons that's why we are use MFC. Fine. Okay. So what is the MFC framework? Looks like. So what is the MFC framework consist of? Uh, the MFC framework provides set of reusable classes designed to simplify Windows programming. Okay, so what MFC framework will do? Basically, MFC framework provides a set of reusable classes that is used to design simplify Windows programming. Fine. Second, MFC provides classes for many basic objects such as string, files, and collection. String files and collection that are used in everyday programming. So apart from the Windows programming, MFC also provides many of the basic objects for the strings, files, and collection that are used in regular programming. Okay, so this is the first point. Second point, third point, for where what is the benefit of MFC framework? Yes, it also provides the classes for common Windows API. Okay, so it also consists of a classes for commonly used Windows application programming interface and data structure. The data structure which is used such as Windows control and device context. So these are data structure classes are also provided in your Windows. So it's also provided in MFC framework. Okay. The fourth point, the framework also provides a solid foundation for advanced features. Okay. So what is advanced feature? Like ActiveX and document processing. Okay. Right. Now ActiveX is very important. Nowadays we are using this technology of ActiveX. So ActiveX is a basically we can say this is a software framework created by Microsoft that adapt earlier components object model. So it is basically based on component object model, based on component object model. Okay. Component object model and OLE, which we are going to discuss in later part. Object linked FRD. Okay. So ActiveX consists of these two. OM plus OE. Okay, which is component object model plus object link embedded features technology and having. Okay, then this is the Windows. So Microsoft frameworks are providing this feature, these two features to uh, achieve active programming as well as document to processing. Then last one, MFC provides an application framework including the classes that makes up the application architecture hierarchy. Okay, it also provides a framework for applications also where we include the classes that make up for the architecture hierarchy manner. So where we can inherit the different classes. Basically, in a properties of inheritance are implemented here. So here the concept of parents and child comes from where we can create the application hierarchy. So these are the some features that is provided by Microsoft Foundation class. Okay, so this question is asked every time. What is Microsoft Foundation class? Okay, what is Microsoft Foundation class? Why they are used and what are the features that is provided by Microsoft Foundation class? Okay, so basically you have to remember it is basically used for Windows programming. Apart from that, this framework also provides the basic objects used in everyday programming like strings and files. It is also used for Windows API. It consists of the classes for commonly used Windows API and data structures. And it is also used for advanced features like ActiveX and document processing. Along with that, it also provides an application framework that includes the classes for the architecture hierarchy. Yes, now you have to explain this point. Fine, fine. Here, any doubt in this class? So today we are learning what you mean by interface, user interface. Then user interface can be viewed basically two types: command line and console or graphical, and third one is special type called optical or speech based. Then we see why FCC++ or then we discuss something about Windows, okay, and what are the components of Windows we are having. Fine. Then we have to why FCC++ is not suitable for graphical user interface. So that is the reason we introduce the concept of MFC, okay, Microsoft Foundation class, which provides a collection of class which is used at TTL dynamic link as a runtime. Then we discuss something about what you mean by MFC and what are the classes or features provided by MFC framework. Right, so we will stop our class here. If you have any doubt today's class, you can ask me now. So we are left with 1 minute. I will take your questions if you are having any questions. Any questions you are having today's class regarding today's class? Any doubt? Okay, if there is no question, so we'll stop our class here and we will continue our discussion in the next class. Okay, from where we are left, that is furthermore about MFC and what are the programming environment that is provided by MFC. Fine. Okay, then we stop our class. Thank you. Thank you for the participation.